Okay. What's up, guys? Happy Thursday. Hope you all good. Got a couple of things to run over into this morning. We'll go over a few things, few reports, what I'm seeing, and then we'll hopefully have a good trading session. Hope that you guys had a good day yesterday. We got some longs into the open, and now we actually are moving down overnight. We actually flushed later on in the trading session yesterday, which I was not surprised about. Yesterday, I did mention that I wanted something like that on NQ, where we pop maybe into that, what was it, 830 level, and then get a move off of it. We actually ended up popping above that 830 level for a bit, up into almost that 26K, and then we end up flushing down lower into the session. ES, I think the short on ES was a little bit more cleaner personally. We traded inside that opening range for quite some time before popping up and then getting that flush off later on into the session, which I think was a very valid short by my expectations. So yeah, I hope that you guys had a good session yesterday. So we are trading underneath levels today. We're trading underneath already previous day's lows. Okay, so that's obviously quite a big one in terms of what I like to look for, previous days lows and highs. What's up, Lance? Good to have you on. On JB, it's Lance. Yeah, good to have you on, bro. So if we go to the reports and we go to the previous day's range report on ES, let's just look at the last 6 months. Let's go to the extended market hours. You're always going to make sure that you got the right market hours on here. But we can see if we take out the previous day's lows, 63% of the time we will close as a bearish closing day. So we can see in the last few times, previous day's highs broken, but we closed red. Previous day's highs broken. We've just been taking out the highs. But the last 3 times the previous day's lows been taken, we did close as a bearish closing day as well. So that's just something to keep an eye out on. I think just from my perspective as well, just need to lock in more on just staying a little bit more focused on my ES and NQ. It's what I trade the best. I think when I try and diversify a little bit too much and look at some stocks and everything like that, it does mess me up a little bit. Now, from the DAX perspective, we have been coming down on the DAX as well. We took out the previous day's highs and now we're just rejecting it. So yeah, all 3 indexes are trading lower overnight. It's a very, very interesting price action on the YM actually yesterday. So on Tuesday, we rally higher, okay, and we take out the previous day's highs. You can look for longs. As you can see, this is a 15-minute time frame. But look how we take out the previous day's highs and we just explode through that. I think from the open, we closed up 500, 600 points. And then yesterday, just erased that whole move. And this is something that I think I would like to look for, those extensions lower. I think that we are quite, particularly on some of the indexes, we have just been grinding higher. And I think that we could get a little bit of a pullback. What's your advice on this? Would you take a one-phase account that is 100K and has weekly payouts after you pass the 10%, or would you take an instant CFD 50K account? I personally like the instant accounts and the two-step accounts. Two-step accounts you can be a little bit more aggressive on. The one-step I know has trailing drawdown, and then you're not getting those instant payouts. So I'd rather take either the instant or the two-phase. That's it. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys are trading with props, same as me, trading prop and personal. So yeah, if you just look at the world index as well, Nikkei is down 1.09%. The DAX is trading lower today. If you just look at the Mag 7, everything, a little bit of a mixed bag. Yeah, everything all over the place. NVIDIA up, Tesla down, Apple down 1%. So yeah, Tesla's has been trading really, really badly the last 2 weeks or so since the end of December. We've just down from that 480 level. We're actually down from the highs there. We are trading down 14-15%. So I would not be surprised to see, as I said, they get a little bit of a pullback. That's what I wanted yesterday. Unfortunately, on the Nasdaq, we popped a little bit higher. I think the shorts on ES was a little bit better, since we did break that opening range low first and then try to get higher, and then we pop back down. What's a good starting amount to fund your personal as a South African? Well, I always say trade with what you can afford to lose. Personally, for me, sometimes I just put in an amount that I'm like, okay, cool. If I lose this in 5 trading days, I'm going to trade it aggressively. I think, it just depends on what your goals are for your accounts and everything like that. If you're looking to trade an account more slow and steady long term, obviously you're going to need a bigger amount. If you're wanting to be a bit more aggressive on it, you can put in 50, 100 grand. which would be what's that in dollars, $5,000, and trade it more aggressively and try to swing a little bit harder with the leverage. It just depends on what your goals are for the accounts. Okay, if it's growing slow and steady, then you obviously don't want to be over risking, and you would like a big amount in that to make the gain substantial. If you are swinging a little bit harder using the leverage, then slower amounts would be a smaller amount with bigger risk would make a little bit more sense. You can check out the brokers that I use. The link is in my bio there. But yeah, hi James, how are you? RB was a goated yesterday again. Yeah, the NASDAQ was great for that RB retest. Agreed. You're looking to takes out the previous day's highs, and you're looking to take that long. I was again interested in the shorts once we extend and then look back down, but I was looking more at the ES side of things. As I said, we didn't pop as we weren't looking as bullish on ES as what we were doing on NQ. But so my levels for today, let's look at them over here. So I got some levels. So that 936 level is still in play. And then as long as we stay above this 970, 980 level, I'm still going to be looking for shorts. Personally, I like the shorts on ES coming into today, but obviously anything can happen. We are trading underneath previous day's lows. And I do think we can get a little bit more of a deeper pullback. What's the indicator to figure out the gap spark for ultimate reversal setup? Or is it a better question? Sure. Yeah, I think ask Andre tomorrow. He deals with that ultimate reversal setup a little bit more than me. I don't trade that setup, but I think that's a question to ask Andre tomorrow on stream. Andre is actually off tomorrow, so let me send him a message. I'll pop him a message in the chat and get back to you on that too. He will be back on a Monday, of course. What's your opinion on financial? So you're doing 100K account and you recommend? Yeah, they're great. There's quite a few firms that I do recommend. I know you obviously looking at trading the CFDs. There are quite a few CFD firms that I do like trading with. I'll put in the link in the chat there, so you can go check them out. Yeah, what's up, Kowalski? I can see in the chat here as well. Hoa, as always. How was your days yesterday? Kowalski, Hoa, Tony. And KB's in here as well. How was your guys' trading day yesterday? So now that we are trading underneath previous day's lows, okay, so from the data perspective, I'm going to be looking for that first 30 minutes, first hour, what that opening candle continuation does, and look to try and trade in that direction. And then again, as long as it lines up with my levels that I'm looking at, I'll look to trade in that direction. I would like something like this. Maybe on ES would be quite nice, where we get up to that pre-market highs at 970 and then look to fade the move from there. That's something that I am possibly looking at. The VIX is trading a little bit higher here today. I was mentioning about the VIX. The VIX started to climb later on in the session. VIX higher, normally volatility and indexes start dropping. So we're getting a little bit of a bounce on the VIX. I do like the VIX to be trading above 18, 19 personally for me when I do find my best setups. But yeah, that's where we are, what I am looking at. What is interesting as well is that we have rejected off the previous week's highs. So you can get all these indicators of here with Edgeful, okay, bottom left-hand side there, trading view indicator access. We are coming off these previous week's highs as well, which maybe we could see an extension. I'll follow through when we do close as a red day. Maybe we can see some extension follow through back towards the downside on ES down, which would be at 860. That would be quite an ask. That's the 100% move, 100-point move. But yeah, I do like that. We are trading now below weekly VWAP and maybe just a little bit of a pop higher, and then we can look to fade that move as well. I was in NQ short, but was tilted, so took profit early. Even thought everything told me it was going down. QQQ was going down to 624. So Eddie, that's my first long recovery loss and ended 145 green. Good stuff, Lance. Yeah, I think the markets have been a little bit more tricky personally this week. So sometimes just zooming out to a higher time frame, and just seeing the bigger picture could help you. Just I think sometimes the lower time frames can be quite a vortex for traders. They just want to be over trading and looking to be in every single move possible, which is obviously not great. Yeah, just switch over from YouTube. Yeah, you can watch it on Discord or on YouTube. I'm always live on both. Took one L trying to front run RB high on NQ, but took one when afterwards from RB. Yeah, nice. So it was both longs or a long and a short. Kowalski. Yeah, good. Thanks for sharing, Eddie, as well. But yeah, as I said, I think Nvidia also hasn't been trading too strong recently too. We kind of stuck in a range on Nvidia, and that's probably also what's causing a little bit of back and forth on some of the indexes. But we've been trading between 193, 195, and 186. So yeah, a very very interesting price action. If that's this is a 50-minute time frame. If you just go to an hourly on Nvidia, look at this, just trading within a big range at the moment too. So I don't think at the moment the price action what it's giving me has not been working too much for how I like to trade breakouts typically. But that's going to be sometimes what you have to deal with in when it comes to markets. Adapt and move forward, right? Let's just have a look at the SA index. Yeah, the SA index was coming down this morning. I was having a look at that. Let's have a look at a few other things here. AMD is trading higher. Palantir is trading up 2% pre-market. AMD also not trading too fantastically at the last couple of trading sessions. Palantir looks like we are breaking out quite nicely, so we'll keep an eye out on that. What view apps are you using? I just got into view app using since Edgeful. I looked into the normal session view app, New York anchored view app, and the weekly view app. Yeah, all work better than RCT levels. Yeah, personally, I like using three view apps. So let's get them on. Okay. So I like using the daily view app, which is this black dotted line. Let's just go to ES. Okay, the daily view app, which is that black solid line, not dotted, solid line. And then I have the New York anchored view app. So from the New York Open, obviously that would not be on right now because the Open hasn't happened. But from 4:30 p.m. South African time, that would be the New York anchored view app. And then on my 15-minute chart and hourly chart down here, I do have the weekly view app, which is that blue dotted line coming across the screen. And we are trading underneath that. It just does help me from a objective point of view, see where we are actually trading in terms of objectively under VWAP or below or above. And then obviously Andre on stream on Monday was showing you they are setting up that VWAP indicator, which would be able to tell you if you are trading above or below the VWAPs on the top right hand section, which is pretty cool. Getting a little bit of a bounce. Let's just see what news we do have on the cards today. Got a Forex Factory. We do have unemployment claims in the next 10 minutes here on the USD. And then please be careful. Tomorrow is NFP. So keep that in mind as well. I think you just want to start out the year, there's going to be, times in the year where you're not going to be trading great and you just want to limit the damage. I think that's something that probably needs to be said, is that there's going to be great times in trading where you're seeing the market really, really well and you in flow with it. And then there's going to be times when you are trading, pretty poorly. Last year, I started out the year pretty poorly. And then from June onwards, had a great last 6 months of the year. And that's where you need to capitalize on. So if you are in a time now where, you're coming off maybe a tougher December, ease into it, take it slow and steady, and build your confidence up by just looking to take good, solid trades, one trade at a time. Yeah. Okay. So basically looking at what you're, 100% Kowalski. Good stuff. So I'll be in my live trading room. You guys know on Mondays and Fridays, I trade with Andre here on the Edgeful stream. And then my live trading room is over here. You can join it over there. That's where I am from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So you can hit the link in my bio and check me out there as well. So news today in the next 10 minutes, and then NFP tomorrow. Just a heads up on Friday. I've just got an appointment. I will be live. Andre's off as mentioned on Friday, but I'll be live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So not for the Open, just a little bit later into the New York trading session. So just a heads up with that. And just looking at the DAX here for potential move, maybe if we get up to the view app, if we take out these lows of 151, I would like maybe a retracement. Just having a look at this. This is the daily time frame on FDAX, the German stock market index. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bullish days in a row. Haven't seen that in a while. If we just go to the, I know they don't have the futures ticker of it, but if we just go to green and red streaks and we go to DAX, so D30 euro. Okay. We just go over here. we can see the maximum amount of green days in the last 6 months has been 6. So obviously the CFD ticker is going to be different to the futures ticker, but on the futures ticker we do have 10 in a row, which is pretty crazy. On let's go to NQ or ES. Let's go to ES. In the last 6 months, the maximum green days in a row has been 5. And right now, ES did put in the first red day yesterday after having 2 big bullish days to the high side. I remember last week Friday we did sell off on stream, and then we had 2 massive bullish days in a row. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Any other questions in the chat here? Any reports that you guys want me to maybe cover? Let me know. Yeah. Just reading some of these. You guys know I love reading some of these Substacks from Mancini. So I was just reading this morning as well. He only trades ES and then swing trades stocks and ETFs. Yeah, so just having a look at that. But yeah, that's kind of my plan, is just to wait, be patient. I feel like we're going to pop to 62, then slam down today. So 62 would be up. Yeah. I was looking maybe at a move up to that 69, 70 level, and then looking to roll over from there. But anything, obviously, we'll have to see if that 69 level would be that weekly VWAP as well. So that's why I'm looking at that level. And then if you can, move off of there and get a little bit of a rejection from there, I definitely think we could see lower on these indexes personally. But obviously, we're just going to take a one good trade at a time. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat. You guys heard about starting Friday stream at 11 a.m. Eastern time. I'll be on my live trading room as well in the next hour. But that's Friday tomorrow, 11 a.m. start. We'll still have a pre-market prep, but 11 a.m. start tomorrow. Okay, for the live stream. Yeah. Just having a look at some of the what we're looking at. Yeah, he's looking at bear case tomorrow underneath 6940, which is the same level that I have drawn up on my charts as well. 6935 is what I'm looking at. So I agree with that. So yeah, I think if we lose the 640, 635 level, we definitely will see further down. Yeah, Ellie, good stuff. Yeah, perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, tomorrow will be the 11 a.m. start. We'll be on for an hour, so maybe 2 hours. We'll see how the market's set up. Normally for me, what I found with my own trading is I find my better trades come an hour or so into the market open. That's just for me personally what I've been finding in my stats and my data. And I always encourage you guys to be looking at your data, just like we look at the Edgeful data. Look at your data as well. Which VWAP reports are there on Edgeful? I only joined Edgeful this week. Good to have you on, Ali. So in terms of VWAP reports, there's no actual, VWAP reports are can be very subjective at times in terms of what VWAPs are you looking at and so forth. But there is an indicator that will be released to show you which VWAPs we are above or below. So that will be great for us VWAP traders, obviously, that they look to trade VWAP every single day, right? Yeah. Yeah, perfect, Ali. Crypto bingo, yes, sir. Good to have you guys on. Yeah, so as I said, we're trading underneath previous day's lows. We'll see what the first hour brings. Apple is trading down. Stocks a little bit of a mixed bag on the Mag 7. From the extended stocks as well, we aren't really doing too much pre-market too, but I think that sell-off late yesterday could be quite an important tell for what could be coming today, personally. We did sell off and close on the lows yesterday at 964 on ES. And I think just if we defend that level of 970, I think we could definitely start to see us rolling over. Then again, being said, is that if we do get above it, I think a stop underneath this level is nice to trade too. Could be a good position to get in and position yourself. From a high time frame perspective, we are trading at that support at 940. So if we do lose that, which is the 5-day SMA as well, simple moving average, I think definitely we see previous week's lows in the next couple of trading sessions, which is down at 867. So bear that in mind. Yeah. Perfect. We'll close up here in the next couple of minutes. I appreciate you guys all being on. Again, I'll be in my live trading room. You can check that in the link in my bio. And I'll be live here tomorrow on Edgeful's YouTube channel too. So appreciate your guys' time. We'll see you all then. Have a good rest of the day. And let me know if you need anything. I'm always going to be in the chat here. And going through the good, the bad, the ugly, we always here. I think having a trading community where you can tap into is always going to be helpful. Perfect, guys. Have a good rest of the day.